Hello, my name is Richard Thorgerson, owner and creator of BetterView Software. Thought it would be nice if I gave you a little bit of the history of both the company and myself. I've been a professional programmer since 1980 when I got my first programming job, so many years of practice, and as they say, maybe one year I'll get it right. I've also been going to church for a number of years, decades, and then so through that I have practical experience. Again, a lot of times in the church I've been, the sound and video person. I've been singing, I've done Bible messages, I've been the church administrator, I've been the church treasurer. I've held all sorts of offices within a church, so very familiar with the internal ways that they work. Back in the early 2003, I moved to Kelowna, BC, and we were at a church that said, hey, it would be neat if we got some presentation software so we could show our lyrics and scripture on the screen. And I said, yeah, that would be a great idea. I've been researching a few myself. So I went to, and we had both found a place down in the States called BetterView Software. And both of us thought that was one of the best pieces of software for the price. So we did that. The church that I was at ordered BetterView Software, and it said version 4.7, version 5 coming soon. And we thought, hey, this is great, we'll be eligible for a free update. A year went by, and still the website said version 5 coming soon. So I contacted the owner, Denise, and said, hey, I'm a programmer. If you're stuck on something, maybe I can help. And she said, well, actually, I'm glad you contacted us because we've lost our programmer. He quit and on us, and we don't know what to do. So I took over the programming remotely for Churchview. So wrote a non-disclosure agreement with them in 2006, May of 2006, and I started my work on version 5 of Churchview, which was published about a year later. Everybody loved it, thought it was one of the easiest programs to work with, and of course I had, both Denise and I had sort of visions of what the next version should look like and what the functions should be and such. But this was a small company just run by, a few of us. And the sales weren't really there. The money wasn't really there. So eventually I sadly had to say goodbye to them. But I still had this next version that I wanted to write. So I waited about a couple of years. I was with them for about 7 years all told, I think. But in 2015, January of 2015, I officially started BetterView Software, and again worked for a couple of years on the next version of my vision of the church software, and BetterView Image was released. And it's gone out there again. Having a full-time job and doing something like this part-time, you could never devote as much time as you wanted to on it. So the sales weren't there because I couldn't devote the time for the advertising. Customers, again, loved the product. I was able to support them remotely when they called in and asked for help, so that worked out very well. But in 2018, summer of 2018 was the last time I released an update to BetterView Image, with the promise of version 2 coming soon. So here we are, almost December of 2021, no version 2 yet. Part of the reason for that was because, again, being a very busy person with both working full-time and all the tasks that I performed at church, I had to make a decision between what do I do with the small amount of spare time that I have. Do I spend it with my family, or do I spend it with trying to get BetterView running and doing version 2? And so I did spend a little bit of time with BetterView, but in the end the family won out. and I decided that they were more important, so I spent the time with them. Then November of 2020 hit, COVID hit, and it hit me. I spent 2 months in the hospital, so obviously unable to do anything, both work-wise and BetterView-wise at that time. And then even when I was released 2 months later to go home, I was in no condition to work. I wasn't able to work on the computer at all. I could spend maybe 20 minutes at a time initially, and that was it. So obviously not enough time to get anything going. And it has taken all the way up until a year later, November of 2021, that I'm able to sit down in front of a computer for at least 2 hours a day and get things running. So I have the time. I'm not working. I'm employed by long-term disability. So I'm trying to raise some money to get my computer updated and software and everything else going so that I can devote the time to BetterView Software. Good news is I am devoting time to BetterView Software. I have the first portion of version 2 actually created. There's 3 little hurdles I have to go through, and I've finished one of them already. So the website should be up very soon, if not by the time you see this. And it's full steam ahead. So pass the word around that BetterView Software is alive and well, and that we are getting things running up as quickly as possible. And the goal is that by Christmas of this year, everyone will have something to test. Even if not all the features are there yet, you will have something to look at, and I can get some feedback on the look and feel. And I want to make, again, this the most flexible software out there, the easiest to run. Don't want it to be confusing. Again, churches, if you look at the majority of the churches, over 80%, you're looking at under 100 people for the congregation, and of those, most of them are between 20 to 50. Again, there's a lot of places between under 25. They don't have a big budget, they don't have a lot of staff, so they have to be able to do everything themselves and low cost. And that's what this software is all about. It's about getting the top features that you need at a price that you can afford, and something that someone with no computer training at all can use. That's the goal, and with your help, I can make it. So thank you in advance for your support, either by sharing the information or by contributing and having interest in the software. There's a lot of projects that I've got planned, so one at a time we'll get them going. Thank you so much, and God bless, and we will see you soon.